physical adaptation is the change in structure or appearance of an organism to aid its survival. Here, the giraffe's physical adaptation is its long legs and long neck, which give it a survival advantage over its competitors by enabling it to eat food and access food easier. Meanwhile, the monkey's physical adaptation is its flexible tail and strong limbs. This allows for greater movement to escape predation or possibly access food quicker and in a more faster and successful manner. Another example of a physical adaptation is the fur colour in these monkeys. The purpose of this adaptation is so that the monkeys are able to blend into their environment more effectively. This could help with escaping predation or perhaps remaining undetected as predators. Another form of adaptation is a behavioural adaptation, that is, the change in mental behaviour of an organism. Here, the monkeys are displaying aggression to show dominance and claim more food and perhaps survive easier. Here, the dogs walk and hunt in packs for safety and power amongst other biotic factors in the environment. Meerkats also mark their territory as a form of behavioural adaptation to display dominance and possession of the land. This indicates ownership within an ecosystem and helps them keep predators away and retain a safe environment. The last form of adaptation is a physiological adaptation, that being the change in process of an organism able to help aid its survival. Pelicans, as a method of giving birth, lay eggs. The indeliberate bodily functions associated enable the mother to not release as much energy when compared to mammals, and also protect the babies to increase the chances of survival and species evolution. Giraffes also possess physiological adaptations. Being herbivores, their stomach must digest food different to carnivores and herbivores. In order to aid survival, by allowing nutrients and energy to be absorbed, the body must effectively manage plant digestion. Meanwhile, butterflies have the ability to use their mouths as a tongue. This process allows the butterfly to eat efficiently and effectively, aiding its chances of survival. Variations within populations and the development of adaptations are caused by natural selection. Natural selection is where an organism's adaptations allow it to overcome selective pressures, otherwise known as a cause within an organism's environment which may reduce its reproductive success. These adaptations also allow it to successfully reproduce and pass on genetic advantages to their offspring. These organisms are said to be naturally selected over others due to their superior attributes. Organisms of the same species without necessary adaptations to overcome selective pressures will eventually die out and not reproduce. It is believed that all organisms come from a common ancestor and that over time they have evolved into different species with different traits as a result of selective pressures. This is known as divergent evolution. For example, kangaroos and emus, although dissimilar in appearance, both derive from the same common ancestor. Adaptive radiation is where the divergent evolution of one species has resulted in the formation of many species that are adapted to a variety of habitats. This is clearly displayed amongst butterflies, where the wing colour and shape has evolved from a single butterfly in order to blend into or intimidate within different environments. Scientists are able to use homologous structures present in two or more different species which were acquired from a common ancestor. They provide evidence of divergent evolution within species such as mammals with identical bone structures. Meanwhile, convergent evolution is when two unrelated species develop the same trait or adaptation based on their environmental conditions. For example, birds like the robin closely resemble northern hemisphere birds when in fact they are not closely related. Scientists can also use analogous structures, which in two or more unrelated species are formed to overcome similar environmental conditions or selective pressures. They evolve independently of each other and provide evidence of convergent evolution. Winged flight is found in birds and butterflies, which are not closely related, however both of whom use forms of wings. The cladogram shows that butterflies and birds are in fact unrelated. Despite similar characteristics, they belong to different kingdoms. This shows evidence for convergent evolution, as each species, in need of escaping predation on land, has developed wings. Cladograms also allow us to track the movement of divergent evolution, where every species comes from a common ancestor. Kangaroos and emus are both derived from a common ancestor. Cladograms also allow scientists to discover the common ancestor between species. Kangaroos and emus, despite having different traits and belonging to different kingdoms, are both related with amniotic eggs. While birds and butterflies diverged 500 million years ago, kangaroos and emus only split approximately 300 million years ago.